So I use OBS mainly for streaming football, as you may be able to tell. So I have my scenes down here. Start, first half, second half, replay. I've also set up a goal replay. Now my RAM's not great to be coping with screen recording and doing all this, so my transitions might not be that smooth. Yeah, they're not really working there. They're normally smoother. So I've set up my replay buffer in advanced, I believe it is. Sorry. So my recording path is this OBS recordings folder 01. I've just named it 01 so it stays at the top. Instant replays and enabled replay buffer. You have to be in simple mode, I think, for this to work. And I've just set the name to be instant replay and prefix of replay. So it creates a file replay, instant replay. And this file is always overridden. And it's overridden because when we go to a replay, I've currently got my source turned off, but this source is looking for that file. So when you create a new replay, it'll replace this file over here, and then it'll know to show the new replay. But that's a bit of a problem. For example, if I start recording and start my replay buffer, I'll show you my hotkey for save replay, Command Shift and R. So if I'm filming, for me it's football or soccer if there's any Americans watching, and an opportunity comes up, let's call it opportunity 1, and I think that's going to be a replay, so Command Shift R, take that away. So that all happened live. I can now click over to my replay. And you can see it happening there. For some reason it always creates that file, I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah, so you can see opportunity 1 happened there, and we're getting a replay of that, which is set to loop. So it'll just keep happening. Then I go back live. And opportunity 2 comes up. So I hit Command Shift and R to capture that replay. And OBS has regenerated this file and overwritten number 1. So now when I go to replay, this should say number 2. Yeah, so opportunity number 2 is now in our replay. But there's no way to go back to number 1. OBS has overwritten it as we've told it to, because it needs to find that path to show the video. And there's no way to get number 1 back, which isn't ideal if I've got goals and stuff and maybe tackles, yellow cards, red cards I want to go back to. So I was looking for an answer for this. I'll just get rid of that replay. And I realised that Mac comes with something called Automator. Now I've seen it in this wee guide before, but I thought it was a system tool that I'd never really worry about. But it's not. It's a very good tool. And I'll show you why now. I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to make an application. And on the left hand side here, it's to do with files and folders, so I'm going to select that. What I'm going to do then is get specified finder items. Okay, we're just going to drag that into the right here. So the application starts and we're getting a specified finder item. What item is that? Well, that item is the same file that OBS overrides. That's the file we want. That's the file we want to protect. So we're getting that file. we're going to tell the application to then duplicate this. So it gets the file, you see these wee arrows, application starts, what's next? Gets file, what's next? The file leads into duplicate. So we're going to duplicate that file. We're going to tell the application to then rename that Finder item, that file, and it asks you, do you want the copy? We don't. So no to that. Now for this, there is a sequential thing, but that's more for batch files. If you do more than one file, it doesn't know to continue to number 2 on the second running of the application. So for me, I'm going to keep this date format, the current time, and I want to go right down to seconds. I want it before the name so that we sort of create an order. And I don't like forward slashes, we're going to have dashes. You can see the example here, and a space. And I want leading zeros. So if this was 1 second, it would be 0, 1. So it's going to create a file. It's going to duplicate this file, and it's going to rename it 20, 58, 27 if that's the current time. Replay, instant replay will be the file name. We then want to move this item to, you can see on the left here, I've created a folder called Replay Archive. I'm going to choose that file. Okay. So we've got this file that OBS requires us to have, and it continues to overwrite it and loses that data. But we've created an application that's going to duplicate that, give it a new name, and move it into the replay archives. So I'm just going to go File, Export, and I'm going to put this in my Instant Replay folder. I'm just going to call the application Instant Replay to Archive and save. Okay. Now, I want a separate folder for goals. So I'm going to tell it this time, so this is a new application, the second application I'm making, to go to my goals replay folder. Okay. So it's doing the exact same thing, taking that file, duplicating it, naming it, but I'm putting it into a different folder. You can have as many folders as you want, as many applications as you want. You could, if you were having so many, you could add a step where you choose the folder, but because I've only got 2, I'm just going to create 2 separate applications because it's going to make it that little bit quicker than me having to select the folder each time. I'm going to call this one Instant Replay to Goal. Okay. And I want it in that first folder where my replay is, just for handiness. And again, you see here, we've now got an instant replay to archive and an instant replay to goal. Okay. So, I'm going to X that off for now. And I'm just going to delete the information, I don't need it. So currently our replay is that number 2. We lost number 1 when I was explaining what we were doing. So we're currently on number 2. If I then replay number 3, it's going to override this, but if I want to keep that, maybe it was a good bit of play, I want it kept in the replay archive. I now have this instant replay to archive application, which I'm going to double click, and you see it's made that folder. At this time, 21:01, you see in the top right, 21:01, 17 seconds passed, 1 minute past 9. Replay instance created. Now I can, if I had time during the stream, come in here and rename that, and that's no issue. But it just means that now, when I go and bring up chance number 3, Command Shift R to get my replay, and I go to my replays, we have number 3. Okay. And I've lost my folder here, 2 seconds. Yeah. So this is now number 3. It's been overwritten. It was number 2. It's now number 3. But we still have number 2 here. Okay. So say number 3 was another good chance. I'm going to double click that. And in a matter of seconds, at 27 seconds past, 2 minutes past 9, we created a duplicate of this file. So I'm going to rename these. Let's say at time this is number 2, chance number 2, and this was chance number 3. Right? Brilliant. I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to go back live. Okay. So we're back live watching the football, and there's a goal. We're going to call it number 4. Okay. Number 4 happens. Command Shift R to capture that replay. Again, OBS has overwritten this file to be chance number 4. But we still have 2 and 3 in our archive. I now go to our replay. This will be number 4. I said that was a goal, so I'm going to use this application this time, not my archive one. I'm going to click my goal one. And you see, instantly, 33 seconds past, 3 minutes past 9, it duplicated this and renamed it for me into this folder. So, this was number 4, which we're calling the goal. Currently, I can only view this replay. Okay, I have a duplicate of it down here called number 4, but currently when I go into my replay scene, it is just accessing this folder, because if I look at my source, it's just accessing that file, this top one, not this one. So I've created another scene, and it's called goal replay, and I've got it hidden at the minute. And the path of that is folder 4, show this replay, and it's looking for the video file, show this replay, this here one. I've already got a video created as a place marker so that this knows where it's looking. Okay, so whatever this video is, this scene is going to play. So that gets me to my next application, which is the last part of this. File, new in Automator. Again, we're going to create an application. It's to do with files and folders. And the first step of this is to get a specified finder item. Again, okay, we're going to tell as soon as the application runs, what are we looking for? Well, we're going to look for this path video, show this replay, okay, and we're going to add it. So application starts and we get this file, which is what my goal replay is looking for. Now this isn't goal replay, technically this one should be instant replay and this one should be replay, but for the sake of this it's goal replay. So we're going to get this folder and I'm going to move finder items to trash. So when I open this application, it's going to delete this video. OBS is going to lose that link. But next, I'm going to have the application ask for finder item. Okay, choose an item. And where do we want to start? Now for ease, I'm going to ask for, by default, it's going to ask for my replay archive folder. Okay, so this is going to ask us to select a file. I wanted to duplicate this file similar to our other application. I wanted to move the duplicated file into that number 4 show this replay folder, which will be empty at this stage of the application because the application will have deleted this. And I wanted to rename the item then. once it's in there. And again, don't add. I don't need a copy of it, I've already duplicated. This time on the rename, I wanted to name the single item, baseline only, to that same path, that same video it deleted at the very start. Show this replay. Okay, so file, export, and I'm going to put this in that replay archive folder. And I'm going to call it archive to replay and save. And you'll see here we now have a new application, archive to replay. I'm going to do I want the exact same application but for my goals. So start at, just for handiness and quickness, I want the default path for this application to be goals. It's going to do the exact same thing. It's going to move it into that folder and rename it to this. It's going to delete the first one, but this time it's for my goals, just for quickness in terms of workflow. And I do want it in that goals folder, and I'm going to call this goal to replay. Okay. And save. And we get a new application, goal to replay. Now I can close this again and delete. That's us done with Automator. Very powerful tool that I never knew existed. So at the minute we have our live view. I'll put my thumb up. That's live at the minute. And we can go to the replay, which is this top folder, top file that OBS created and is looking for the replay. It's currently number 4. Okay. There's no way to change this without recording something live and hitting the short key to record a new replay. I can go to my goal replay, which is looking for this folder, okay? What we're going to do, if I go back live, and let's say we're live and I decide we'd actually like to take a look at chance number 3 again. Well, all I have to do is run the archive to replay application. You see it deleted that folder, there's now no file here. Which chance do we want? Well, I said we wanted to watch number 3, so choose number 3. See, just for a second there was a file called number 3 copy, because it had duplicated it. It then moved it to show this replay and called it show this replay, which is now, if I go to goal replay, the video that this is looking for, and if I show it, hopefully, number 3. Okay, so I can still go back to my instant replay, which is number 4 still from this. We now have number 3 down here. Okay, go back live, and now I want to show the goal, which is chance number 4. Of course, it's currently in our replay, but let's say goal to replay. It's deleted that folder. Want number 4. Choose number 4. Has created this folder. When we go to goal replay, it's now showing chance number 4. And once more, just for sake of argument, archive to replay. We're going to choose number 2 this time. Choose. Show this file comes up. We can now go to goal replay, and this will be chance number 2. Yep, chance number 2, while replay is still number 4 from this default file. So the important thing to remember is that this default file is whatever path you've set up in OBS Studio Preferences. It is your output path, which you cannot change while you're recording and replay buffering. But it's that instant replay path, and it will always be this name. And then in your sources, it's always looking for that name. So that folder has to remain the same. and similarly this file has to remain the same. These can change to whatever I want. I can change number 3 to number, let's just call it 333, okay? And I can still use this button. It's going to delete that folder. 333, choose that. It's still going to rename it show this replay, which is what OBS is looking for. That has to remain the same. And it's number 3. Okay, so that's how I've quickly set up how to archive all my replays. Of course, if it's not a very good replay, I don't have to archive it. I don't have to click one of these buttons to create the archive, but it's good to have them there. It's going to make highlights so much easier. It's going to make halftime so much easier when I want to show recaps of certain moments, and when I want to show goals during slow parts of the game, the end of the game if we want to recap goals. I'm going to have that ability all within here with those simple automated applications. Hope that's helped. I hope you can use that in some way. I think it's very powerful. If you did like it, please feel free to like. I don't have many videos on my channel, but feel free to subscribe and comment if it's been helpful to you. Hopefully I'll find more cool things to do with Automator as I explore it and see